Welcome back, Sethbling here. Today I want to show you a proof of concept for an item leveling system. Here's what I mean. I'm going to give myself a basic sword, and you can see on the right hand side it says I have 400 experience in order to level my basic sword. I'll grab some basic boots and a basic bow. And okay, so what do I mean by item leveling system? What I mean is if I spawn a spider and I start attacking the spider with this sword, you'll see the basic sword is gaining experience. So I have 330 experience to level, 260, I killed him, 190 experience to level. Let's spawn another spider. If I just give him a whack by punching him, I'm not gaining experience here with my sword. I have to actually use the sword. So here we go. Let's actually level it up. Alright, so you can see now I've leveled it up. Drop your basic sword to level it up. So I'm going to drop it, kind of explodes, then we have a new gold sword. It's called the Notched Sword. So this one has some enchantments, sharpness 3. It's unbreaking, so unbreakable, you can see. So the fact that it's gold doesn't mean it's just going to break immediately, and so it does a bit more damage. Now we need quite a bit of experience here, so I'm going to spawn some more spiders. We'll level it up. 648, 560 experience to level. So there's 3 tiers for each of these items. Okay, I need a couple more, I think. One more hit should do it. Level up. Drop your notched sword to level it up, so I'll just drop it. And here we go, we've got a new sword. This is the Master Sword, kind of from Zelda. Sharpness 5, Fire Aspect 2. Now you can see on the right hand side there's no more experience level because this is the top tier sword. So then similarly, I've got my boots. So let's say I walk around, you can see I'm not leveling my boots up, obviously I'm not wearing them. If I run around, still not leveling them up, let's put them on. Now if I walk around, it's not doing anything, but if I run around, you'll see the basic boots get experience. And pretty soon here, we'll level it up. Drop your basic boots to level it up, let's drop them. Get the explosion, here's these golden boots, they are called Jeb boots. Okay. And now you can see I'm running faster. When I put them on and take them off, you can see my field of view change, plus 40% speed. So these are better boots, and now when I sprint around, you can see I'm leveling up, I'm gaining experience, and there we go. I leveled up. Let's drop my Jeb boots. And now we have the diamond boots. These are called Pegasus boots, also from Zelda. And these have plus 100% speed, feather falling 5, protection 5, they're great boots. And then the last item that I have here is a bow. This one just levels up when you shoot. Unfortunately, there's no way to detect when you deal damage from a bow. The game just doesn't track it. So if I shoot 5 times, I'll level up the bow. Can drop it. Get a new bow. This one's called Dinner Bow. You can sense a theme there. 10 shots in order to level it up. And there we go. I can drop it, and I now have the fairy bow. This thing is power 5, flame 1, punch 2, unbreakable. Awesome. So I'm at the top tier of everything. So I actually built this entire thing during a live stream. So if you want to see me building it, you can go check it out. There's a video on my channel of me building it. Basically the idea is, well, here I've set up a bunch of objectives. So there's like, I'm using about 20 scoreboard objectives here. So there's like basic sword, which indicates whether or not the player is holding a sword in the basic sword in his hand, or notched sword, which indicates whether the player is holding a notched sword in his hand. There's some objectives over here that I use to detect the items, so that when I drop the notched sword on the ground, I can tell which entities in the world are actually notched sword item entities. So those are the objectives. This stuff sets up all the objectives, and then there's also stuff like experience, which is the experience to level objective, which we track. And then there's like I track the player's bow uses by having a stat.useitem.minecraft.bow type objective, or the damage dealt, or the sprint distance. So I have all these objectives set up. Then I have these 3 clocks, and they're pretty much identical. This one is for swords, the second one is for boots, the third one's for the bow. And basically, so we have the clock here, this is running on 20 Hertz. What we do is we track whether the player's using the sword by setting the player's basic sword score to 0. So let's scoreboard, objective, set display sidebar, basic, basic sword. I'll have to actually go get myself a basic sword over here. So I have a basic sword in my hands. Now it's 0 when I'm not holding it, but when I have it in my hand, it's 1. So if basically when we come over here, this thing subtracts your damage dealt. So it subtracts the player's damage dealt if they're holding a basic sword from their basic sword experience to level. It's a little bit complicated. I'm using some fairly advanced command block features to do this, but that's how the leveling up, that's how the experience works. Then when we test the basic sword experience, and if it's less than 0, then this comparator comes on. We display a title that says level up and tells the player to drop their basic sword, and play the level up sound for the player. And then over here we also check, basically we look for the basic sword item in the world. So we look for an item that has a name basic sword, and this is an item on the ground, or an item entity. So when I drop the basic sword like that, that's what I'm talking about. And so when the level up comparator is on and there's a basic sword item on the ground is turned on, the comparator here is turned on, then we have a little AND gate, and that causes basically the basic item sword, or the basic sword item, to disappear, and it gets summoned in a new notch sword. And so that's kind of how the thing works for basic sword to notch sword. Then here we have notch sword to master sword, and then similar things for the boots and the bow. And it is a bit complicated, but it's just a proof of concept. Obviously the experience values were really low. It was very easy for me to level these items up. Again, if you want to check out everything about how this was built, go watch the live stream footage. It's on my channel. Thanks for watching.